Many people think that multitasking means do several things at the same time. According to Basa and Peter in 2012 research, actually, it is a strategy of switching go and back between two or both work in the process. It can help to finish more work in a limited time. In current days, Hong Kong people have a fast rhythm of life because they are facing a lot of work to complete every day. Sometimes they need multitasking to finish their work. It is common belief women have a better performance during multitasking. Therefore, this video is going to talk about the difference in males and females, their ability for multitasking, and finding out whether the gender will affect performance of multitask. That is a good question to ask. Why do women consider having a better performance in multitasking? This bias is most common in many people, but we need to ask whether this opinion is true or not, so we found some research about this. According to Stokes and his team, their research in 2013, women have a better performance in multitasking tests. Therefore, our teams want to find out is that true in Hong Kong, and we want to know more about the Hong Kong people, their opinion of multitasking.
Online survey and interview are the methods to collect the data for this project. For the both online survey and interview, respondents and interviewee are asked many questions about the basic concept of multitasking and how multitasking related to their daily life, also their opinion of gender differences in multitasking.
Do you know what is multitasking? Of course. And what do you know about multitasking?
Multitasking is that we do something and another thing at the same time.
At the end of the interview, multitasking is given to the interviewees to pay and see how good they are at multitasking. The game includes 4 tasks in total, and each task will come out after reaching a particular second. The score is equal to how much time in seconds the interviewee has paid. The task 1 is to maintain the balance of the ball. After 50 seconds, task 2 will come out, which is to avoid the spike touching the blue block. Task 3 is to move the green block to touch the square before the square disappears, and the last task is to avoid touching the obstacle. Here is the illustration of how to pay the 4 tasks. So, which gender has a better performance at the multitasking? We interviewed 15 males and 10 females in total. All of them has participated in paying the multitasking. Their score has been recorded. We find that the mean of their score is quite close, and there is only 1 mark difference. Although male has highest mean score, it still can't conclude male has a better performance at multitasking. The only conclusion can make is that the majority of male and female are able to handle 3 tasks at the same time based on our average score.
Apart from introducing the multitasking game, we have also conducted an online survey. In this survey, questions are created to ask the respondents about the basic concept of multitasking, how this is related to their daily life, and their opinions about gender differences in multitasking. There are 34 respondents in total. Almost 85% of the respondents agree with the necessity of multitasking in their daily life. For example, singing and playing instruments at the same time, or like chatting while doing their assignments. More than half of the respondents agree that multitasking is effective while dealing with problems, and some of them have explained this by depending on the difficulties about the task. The reason behind is that more than half of them believe that multitasking can reach higher level of the activation and cognitive flexibility. In addition, We have also asked for the relationship between gender and multitasking. It is surprising to see that only 1/4 of respondents think that gender is a factor of affecting performance and multitasking. Even for those who agree with this, there is no gender difference on having better performance and multitasking. So we may say that it is obviously no relationship in between them.
About the limitation, there would be 3 limitations in our study. The first one would be the differences between the way of interview. Some interviews are conducted face-to-face and some is conducted through the internet, like using the Zoom. There might be differences between online and face-to-face. Also about the game result. The game result may not reflect the ability of multitasking of the interviewees as they didn't play the game before. And therefore, the performance in game may be different from the actual performance. And the last limitation would be about the result of the questionnaire. The result is comprehensive because the sample size is too small and it does not represent the general performance of the public. There are 2 conclusions to be made. Based on our survey, multitasking would not lower but increase our working efficiency. Also, gender is not a factor that affects the ability to multitask, as our result shows that there are no significant difference between male and female to multitask.